Most of your competitors froze their hiring this summer. That's the opening if you move before they thaw. I'm Drew. This is Main Street Operator. It's Monday, August 10th. 3 stories this week, and every one of them is really about one thing: where you stand against the people trying to take your customers. Start with labor, because the ground just shifted. The National Federation of Independent Business released its July jobs report, and the Small Business Employment Index climbed to 102.1, up from 100.2 in June. That's the first real gain after 4 straight months of decline. 36% of owners said they had openings they couldn't fill, the highest reading since June of last year. But the number that should change how you think is this one. The Bureau of Labor Statistics counted just 44,000 new jobs across the entire economy in July, against the 75,000 forecasters expected. And wage growth for small business workers has slipped to 2.58%, near a 5-year low. Put those together. The big employers aren't hiring and aren't firing. They're hoarding the people they've got and adding no one. Economists call it low hire, low fire. For you, it's a window. The strong candidate who couldn't get a call back from a regional chain 2 years ago is reachable now, and cooling wages mean you're not overpaying to land them. So this week, take the one role you keep saying you'll fill when things settle down and write the posting today. In a frozen market, the operator who moves is the one who hires the person everyone else let walk. Second story, the private equity money is now in your zip code. Since 2022, private equity firms have bought roughly 800 HVAC, plumbing, and electrical companies, and they now account for about half of all HVAC deals in the country, according to industry deal trackers. In May, Apollo agreed to put around $2 billion into a single home services platform, Apex Service Partners, at a valuation near $10 billion. Here's the math that matters for you. A healthy independent trades business sells for roughly 4 to 7 times its annual earnings. The sponsors buying platforms are paying 17 to 20 times at the top, which means they need to keep buying local shops like yours at 5 to 8 times to make the spread work. That gap is your leverage. If you've ever thought about selling, you now know the floor and the ceiling. And you know a buyer with real money is actively hunting in your trade. And if you're not selling, understand what's coming. A well-capitalized competitor down the road that will outspend you on trucks, ads, and recruiting. This week, do one thing. Pull your last 12 months of earnings and calculate your own number at 5 times. Whether you sell in 2 years or fight for the next 20, you can't negotiate a position you've never measured. Third, if you import anything, the rules you built your prices on are gone. For nearly a decade, any shipment under $800 entered the country duty-free under the de minimis provision. That exemption has been eliminated. Every shipment now clears formal customs and carries duties and fees, regardless of size. The Commerce Department says 97% of importing firms are small businesses, so this lands hardest on operators, not on the giants with customs departments. The Center for American Progress estimates small business importers paid an average of $306,000 in tariff costs in the first year, roughly $37,000 a month for the ones most exposed. If any part of your cost of goods crosses a border, inventory, parts, packaging, this is not a someday problem. This week, pull your 3 biggest suppliers and ask a direct question. What is my landed cost now, after duties and brokerage on a typical order? You may find a product that penciled out last year no longer does. The operators getting ahead of this are doing one of 3 things: importing in bulk to a domestic warehouse, moving sourcing to Mexico or Vietnam, or repricing to cover the duty. You don't have to pick today. You do have to know your real number before your next reorder. That's your intelligence for the week. Friday, I'll take you inside one shop that got blindsided by exactly this tariff shift, and the 90-day scramble that saved it, plus a tool that pays for itself in the first week. Until then, I'm Drew, and this is Main Street Operator. Move first.